Hi, Christy. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you for asking. So the last time we were here, you were talking about, you discussed having some extreme anxiety in regards to one of your previous clients.
Yes.
And I just wanted to check in with you to see which way you preferred to start off today. If you wanted to pick up where we left off the last time, or if there has been any changes and you wanted to discuss any changes or any new issues that would have arisen since then.
Well, in the same vein, back to the anxiety. Last time I was here, I was definitely kind of on an uptick. It was getting better. A little time had passed since the incident, and it was getting better. Well, now I've started seeing it back on the news again. I guess people are, some victims are getting out of the hospital, so it's back in the media. And it's right, I'm right back. It's worse actually. It's like I'm right back where I was that day when it happened. Not sleeping. When I do sleep, the nightmares are pretty bad. When I'm not sleeping, it's the continuous thoughts, mind's racing. So yeah, it hadn't been fun around my house lately.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So you said that everything has gotten worse. And you talked about, it showing back up in the media and some of the ways that it has manifested. What do you think has, aside from it showing back up in the media, what do you think has caused it to get even worse from the last time?
Well, I would say it's worse than worse from when it first happened. Worse from since our last meeting. Like our last meeting,
Okay.
there was a little distance between the incident and when we met, and so there was a distance between it. So I was feeling a little bit better. But now that it's back in the media, it's kind of opened old wounds, as one would say. I just can't get over the thoughts of what could I have done differently? What did I miss? How was I inadequate as a therapist? A lot of self-deprecation. So that kind of feeds, when I don't sleep, that's the loop I'm on. And then when I do sleep, nightmares. So I wouldn't say it's worse than when the incident happened, but it's definitely worse than when we last talked.
Okay. So I would like to just start off by saying that I don't think that, it's your fault or if there is anything that you could have done. I think that, based on your client's environment and the circumstances that took place, there was nothing that you yourself could have done that may have changed the course of anything that would have happened.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. So I just want to talk about, like I said, some things that possibly could have changed with respect to between the last time we spoke and now. And I know that you said that it's showing back up in the media and that you're not sleeping as much and that you're in essence just beating yourself up. So is there anything that you've tried to do to alleviate those, like some of your coping mechanisms?
Well, I've exercised, which I don't like, but I've done anyway. Hot teas at night, trying to help, and it's really, I need to expand what I'm doing because it's not really getting me the results I want. I'm not sleeping, so it's also a little bit, I need to let myself off the hook too, because it's that ugly loop, feedback loop of you're an inadequate therapist, you let this happen. So it's kind of like maybe a little hinting of depression, saying, okay, well, you're not ready to get past this yet. You need to beat yourself up a little bit over this before you're able to move on with your life, unlike the people that were affected a couple weeks ago. So I am doing some things. I know I need to do more, and I know in my head I need to let myself off the hook. But
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done. Absolutely.
Okay. So you said that you know that you need to do more. Based off your schedule and, you know, just life in general in your family as well. Let's talk about some realistic things that you could possibly do to help yourself. What are some things that you like to do? What are some things that have calmed you down in the past?
Right. I do really like yoga, and I have not done it in a long time. And I have a couple, you know, DVDs or whatever that I could play relaxation yoga before I go to bed, that I can incorporate that and see if that helps. And also, you know, the relaxation techniques that I often tell my clients to use, I can use on myself. You know, the breathing, the tensing of the muscles, and relaxation of the muscles. Those are some techniques that I need to practice what I preach.
Do you think that there's anything else?
I'm sure there is. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, based off of what you just said, we can possibly talk about, you know, maybe journaling after.
Journaling is a good idea, yeah.
After, you know, you do yoga. You said you did yoga right before you went to bed. So maybe you can try and do that. Also, is there anything else that you like to do?
I like to read. I'll probably, after I do yoga, I'll probably read before I go to bed. That sometimes calms me down.
Okay.
Lets me zone out for a little while, and hopefully that'll help relax me to where I can fall asleep.
Okay. So you've identified, you know, that you can't sleep. So as far as like beating yourself up, let's talk about that, because I don't want that to continue. Is there anyone that you can reach out to when that happens?
Yeah, I mean, I have friends I can talk to, and I'm getting there. I don't want to paint a doom and gloom picture, but I'm getting there, and I'll get there. It's a slow process sometimes. But yeah, I have friends and family I can reach out and vent to and talk to and help process my thoughts.
Okay. And so are those friends and family, I mean, I'm sure they are, but I would just need to double check. Like, are they readily available when you need them? Okay.
Yeah, they are. They are. I'm not going to do anything weird.
Okay. So I just want to have a recap. Initially, you came in and you said that, you know, you were having issues with your anxiety, you were having issues with sleeping at night, and I think it was more so of bringing back the trauma that has affected you the most.
I think so too.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so, like, we talked about some things that you have done in the past, and your consistency with them as well. And seeing as though you are still having those issues, we talked about adding some things to that, right?
We did, yes.
Okay. So let's just start with this. So something shows up in the media, and the anxiety.
I'm just gonna turn it off. Well, I mean, if I see, I just don't need to watch the news, to be perfectly honest. And I probably should stay off Facebook for a while, just to kind of not even have that. You know, I can't predict when it's gonna always pop up, but I can take steps to avoid it if I can. So Facebook and the news just don't need to be part of my life right now, because there's no reason to set myself up for that.
Okay. It seems like you might be ready to not beat yourself up.
I think so. I am. I just need to stop the thoughts when they come.
You're ready to get some sleep at night.
I'm ready to get some sleep at night, that's for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, just on a scale from 1 to 10, I mean, how often do you think that you can implement this plan that we've talked about this week?
Some aspects every night. I don't think I'll be probably able to do yoga every night, but I mean, I definitely can read and do the breathing techniques every night to see if that helps.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough. All right. Well, thank you for meeting with me today.
Thanks for talking to me. It helped.
All right. Well, you have a great one.
You too.